To be clear, I told you, Man United will go for 2 midfielders in the summer. Let's see if it's going to be more, but at the moment, the indication is 2 midfielders in the summer. And Manchester United want to sign important names, not small names. So, for sure, Man United are considering several midfielders. Now, I told you already in February, March, it's useless to come here every week and mention different names. Because Man United will decide on midfielders later on. There are some players they really appreciate. Elliot Anderson I already mentioned to you, Sandro Tonali as well. So there are some players they really like.
Tchouaméni to Manchester United. Ambitious dream or transfer market illusion. Manchester United are no strangers to bold transfer speculation, and the latest reports linking them with Aurélien Tchouaméni have certainly captured attention. As the club continues its search for midfield stability and long-term planning, the idea of bringing in one of Europe's most complete young midfielders is undeniably appealing. But beneath the excitement lies a more complicated reality. Tchouaméni has established himself as a key figure at Real Madrid since his high-profile move from Monaco. Known for his physical presence, tactical awareness, and calmness under pressure, the French international represents the modern defensive midfielder capable not only of breaking up play but also of dictating tempo. For United, he appears to be a natural successor to Casemiro, whose influence remains significant but whose long-term role is increasingly under scrutiny due to age and form. From a purely footballing perspective, the move makes perfect sense. United have often struggled with midfield balance, lacking a player who can consistently shield the defense while progressing the ball efficiently. Tchouaméni would address both issues, potentially transforming the team's structure and giving greater freedom to attacking players ahead of him. However, the realism of such a transfer is where the narrative begins to unravel. Madrid invested heavily in Tchouaméni and would likely demand a fee well exceeding €100 million to even consider negotiations. For United, such an outlay would represent a major commitment, especially at a time when multiple areas of the squad require strengthening. Committing that level of resource to a single player could limit their ability to build a more balanced team. Equally important is the player's own position. There has been little indication that Tchouaméni is seeking an exit from Madrid. On the contrary, he remains part of a competitive, trophy-challenging environment, something United are still striving to consistently re-establish. Without a strong desire from the player to move, deals of this magnitude rarely materialize. So where does that leave the story at present? It appears to be more speculative than substantive, a familiar pattern in the modern transfer market. High-profile clubs are often linked with elite players as part of a broader media cycle, driven by agent positioning, fan engagement, and the constant demand for headlines. That said, football transfers are rarely predictable. Circumstances can shift quickly, whether through changes in squad roles, managerial preferences, or financial pressures. Should Tchouaméni's situation at Madrid evolve, or should United decide to make him a central pillar of their rebuild, the conversation could take on a different tone. For now, though, the prospect of Tchouaméni in a United shirt remains more of an ambitious vision than an imminent reality. It is a move that excites, intrigues, and fuels debate, but one that, as things stand, belongs more to the realm of possibility than probability.